Doors are closing. Please stand clear.
Well, good morning everybody and welcome on board. Now the train, of course, it is a moving vehicle, so for your own comfort and safety we always recommend you hold on during the journey. Our travel time will just be 8 minutes. As we're travelling, I'll put on a short commentary that will give a little bit of information about the mountainside. So enjoy the journey up, enjoy the views, and I'll speak to you again just as we're coming into the top station.
Okay. 2, ready? Excited?
Times, mountains have fascinated people. They are seen all over the world as a place for respect, challenge, inspiration, contemplation and excitement. These mountains are known as the Cairngorms, or Monarua in Gaelic, meaning the red rusted range, which is home to many specialist plant and animal communities. From the red deer to the mountain hare, to the tiny snow bunting, dotterel and the ptarmigan. You are now travelling to the edge of one of the last true mountain wildernesses in this country. It forms Britain's largest nature reserve and is within the boundary of the Cairngorms National Park. Many parts of this mountain landscape are protected under British and European environmental law. Therefore, we operate a visitor management system to help protect it. As visitors, we should tread lightly to minimise our impact on them. These mountains are not ours, but our responsibility is to look after them as custodians of this unique and iconic national asset. As we climb through Corrie Cass, we are travelling through a landscape that thousands of years ago looked very different to what you see today. Mature trees and forests once stood proud against these slopes, with the forest line reaching nearly 700 metres above sea level. Around 5,000 to 6,000 years ago, the climate deteriorated into a much cooler and wetter period, which was too much for these higher forests to survive. As the water table rose, many of these species drowned and died, but as these tree species fell, the massive bog peatlands started to form and spread. In recent years, large Scots pine tree trunks have been found deep in the peat, almost perfectly preserved for thousands of years. Some of the natural regenerating trees you may see up on the ridges have been seeded and grown over the last 30 years. Much of the seeds have been blown in from the vast seed sources of Glenmore, Abernethy and as far afield as Glenfeshie. Since the early 2000s, some 12,000 tree saplings of rowan, Scots pine, birch, alder, juniper and willow have been planted by nearly 3,000 local school children and volunteers. This planting is the start of a long-term vision to enhance the habitat of the northern quarries. By carrying out this work, we're helping to regenerate the missing habitat called montane scrub, which should be prominent between the current forest line and the upper heathland. Along with creating habitat for wildlife, this work also assists in flood management. As the trees cover some of the water courses, it helps regulate and cool the temperature of the stream and river systems as they cascade down towards the majestic River Spey and the Strath below. Looking across the landscape of the ski area, you can see multiple lines of snow fencing. These fences are crucial in the ski areas in Scotland and other resorts across the world, where strong winds are a constant feature. When snow gathers behind the fence lines, large tracked vehicles called piece machines dig the snow out, spread it out and compact the snow, creating a surface as smooth as a motorway. These machines operate day and night, with some of the machines running with winch cables to assist in climbing and descending the steeper slopes. During the winter season, hundreds of thousands of tons of snow can be moved and spread out from clearing the access road and the car parks, from the snow fences on the ski runs or away from the funicular track itself. After large winter storms, it is not uncommon to arrive in the morning and the upper section of the track we are now travelling on can be completely buried in snow. In previous winters, this has been over 2 metres deep in places. Much of the snow clearance of the cables and the pulley wheels for the funicular has to be cleared out by hand, which takes a massive effort by staff, often very early in the morning.
Should record the whole thing. Take a video. Hello there, welcome back aboard Cairngorm Funicular Railway. As this is a moving vehicle for your own safety, we recommend you hold on to one of the bars in the carriage throughout your journey.
Good.
It's got nothing to do with me being a woman driver.
Cairngorm Funicular first opened in 2001. It was constructed over 3 years, with the recent additional strengthening works taking 2 years to complete. The Victorians introduced funiculars to the UK, and they take their name from the Latin word for a boat, Venus. More than 30 remain to serve fast-growing holiday resorts and rooftop hotels on the south and east coast of England and Wales, and some of them are still operating today. They are highly efficient and environmentally friendly. Today, with the Cairngorm Funicular, downhill carriage and an empty uphill carriage, which happens often on a busy day, the system generates a small amount of electricity which is then fed back into the national grid. As we leave the tunnel, if the weather is kind today, you'll see the incredible view of the west coast to the clearest of days, the visibility can be anything up to 60 miles to the west, 70 miles to the northwest, 80 miles to the north, 45 miles into the northeast. In the foreground, you can see the vast forests of Glenmore and Rocky Marcus, and the great Strand.
Can the wee man that's standing on the seat please sit down? That's for your safety, thank you.
The finest salmon rivers in Scotland, flowing 107 miles from high in the Monolea Mountains out to the muddy coast. The River Spey is one of the few rivers that flows both into the North Atlantic Ocean and the North Sea, due to the headwaters being used to feed the hydroelectric turbines at Fort William. The river follows part of an ancient geological fault line which starts in the west near Loch Awe and runs in a northeast direction passing Granton Spey. This fault line has given certain parts of the Spey Valley tiny tremors from time to time, with the last being recorded in 1999 at a scale of 1.2 on the Richter scale, which was recorded near Kinbeckie, north of Aviemore. Looking ahead and down the track, you can see the passing loop. The passing loop is precisely halfway along the 1.8 kilometre length of track. It is the only section of double track on the route, and the only time when the carriages come close together. There are two carriages and they are connected by a steel rope. At the passing loop, the carriages always pass on the same side. Carriage 1 always passes on the right going down. As we descend the passing loop, on the left, we will pass the site of the original chairlift that was built in Coincas, the White Lane chairlift. Opening in 1961, the chairlift building was plagued by constant lifting snow winter, burying the access doors on a regular basis. Years later, the chair drive unit was lifted onto the top of the building, becoming affectionately known as the Rig, where it was less prone to snow burial. In the good old days, you had to walk up from the car park just to get to the chairlift, but in subsequent years, the lower chairlift was built from where the mountain garden is located today. On the right of the track, you can see the shieling building. A shieling was a term used to describe a shelter in remote areas of the Highlands, where crofters would spend the summer as they would tend to their grazing cattle. Remains of these buildings can still be seen all over the Highlands as ruins, many overgrown with vegetation or taken over by forest and woodland plantations. Many songs, tunes and poems have been written to celebrate this important part of Highland culture.
button.
All good.
Is anything wrong down there?
No, all good. So that one was.
No, she's literally about to, she's like pouring around the block. Don't touch Melody, that's bad for her.
Now approaching the end of our journey. Looking downhill out to your left, you'll see our mountain garden. It's the highest mountain garden in the UK, and it's where our chairlift used to leave from. Two chairlifts that we had were pulled down in April 2001 while we finished building the funicular railway. The funicular first public run was the 23rd of December 2001. And the unusual building in the mountain garden is our camera obscura, and that's where the ball run leaves from. We also have the highest telephone box in the UK in the mountain garden. And yes, the phone does work. Now when we come to a halt, I'll open the doors on the right hand side of the car as you look down the track. Make your way down the stairs and round through the double doors over to the left. On behalf of all the staff here on Cairngorm Mountain, thank you for being with us today. We hope you've enjoyed your visit, and we'll look forward to seeing you back again sometime soon.
What is I doing here? Oh, it's so cool. Want to see mine?
Wow.